quad belly. When you're quadriplegic, your muscles, they don't hold your belly fat in anymore. I guess naturally people, I tried. I mean,
But like, how is your body image now that you're in like almost a new body?
yeah.
So I wanted to ask, like, how metal are you? So are you like aluminum or steel? Are you soft metal, hard metal, gold metal,
Oh yeah,
bronze?
pure iron. I can't do the metal horns anymore because my hands are paralyzed. But
So you were told that you are C6 quadriplegic now, and it's
yeah.
been 4 years, but what was your recovery like?
I would say it's still ongoing. People think that paralyzed people don't feel anything, but I can feel my legs. I know they're there. They just feel heavy and really tingly.
Yeah, like I was talking to actual C6 paraplegic yesterday, and
Mm,
I made the observation that you don't really feel the outside of your body, but you feel more of the inside.
yeah, exactly. It's
Like, are you ever thinking that you'll be able to walk in your life again?
I'm optimistic. I mean, there's at least, within the next 5 or 10 years, I think they'll be making pretty good progress. For my own independence, I chose to get a colostomy and a bladder surgery so that I could use a catheter through my stomach. The first, it's not funny, but I wanted to tell you about my terrible year I had in 2019, if that's okay. It started out with there's so many people I know and myself have been a target of these fetishists, and they prey on people who are disabled. Some of them prey on people who are amputees or paralyzed, like I am.
The information in the podcast is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please talk to a medical professional before doing anything that may impact your health. Hello, welcome to my podcast, to Mics One JoeySooch. I am Joey Sooch, and I'll be giving a mic to Jillian. Look like a total badass wearing all black. She is a C6 quadriplegic from a tow truck accident when he was distracted and heard an innocent victim. Also an extremely talented artist. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm in kind of a lot of pain right now. I probably don't look like it, but I have bad nerve pain that I deal with.
Uh,
So,
yeah, we'll
to,
definitely get more into that in a little bit. But I
yeah.
want,
But other than that, yeah, pretty good.
what is your favorite color and why is it black?
Actually, my favorite color is purple, but I
Oh,
don't know if I'd want
yeah,
that
dude, on
much
your Instagram you
purple.
wear a lot of black, so I just assumed it was
Yeah,
just black.
it's my favorite color to wear. I don't know. I've worn black since about 2003, I think, and everybody told me it was a phase, but it's not a phase. I just turned 30, so I don't think it's gonna change.
You never know. So do you have like the 10 black pants that all look
No, I have a couple of white shirts actually,
really?
and I branched out to gray a couple of years ago, so I'm getting out there.
I mean, black is a good color and like it fits with everything, you know?
Oh yeah, it's flattering. It hides my quad belly, they call it.
What do they call it?
A quad belly. When you're quadriplegic, your muscles, they don't hold your belly fat in anymore. I guess naturally people's, I think no, I can't remember what it's called. Like some kind of ab netting just like holds your stomach in naturally. And when you're a quad, they don't work, so it all just kind of like flops out. So you have what's called a quad belly. So I got like a little spare tire going on.
Oh, I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty well known community, but
Well, not known to the outside world.
no, yeah, most people wouldn't. Most people don't know much about quadriplegia or the difference between quadriplegia
And I
and
am here
paraplegia.
to spread the information that you cannot hold your stomach in anymore.
Great, awesome.
Wait, so is it more like like when you're taking a picture and it's like everyone like holding their guts? Is it like that, or is it like
Yeah, it's like honestly, it's really not even like that. I mean, most people they don't even think about how they hold their gut in, but they don't just like, like let everything, just let their gut free, I guess. I don't. You probably wouldn't be able to do it, but
uh, well, I just always assume like when you hold your guts in, you hold in your breath in.
yeah, it's not like that. It's just how you naturally just like I don't know, it just naturally stays in place, it seems like before. And now my muscles don't hold back my fat at all. So it all just kind of collects.
So is it more like your look to be fatter, but it's really not, just your body is
Yeah.
not
Um,
holding your body into place?
yeah. Yeah, pretty much. It just changes shape because when you sit all the time, I guess it just kind of changes your body shape. I mean, I've gone up I don't feel like I look that different than I did before I was paralyzed, but I've gone up like 3 sizes somehow. So
So
it's
is it a hard thing to kind of grasp in terms of like a body image, or do you accept
yeah.
it?
Well, it's interesting because when I was actually really overweight until my early 20s and I lost about 150, 130, 150 pounds. And
Wow, that's a lot.
yeah,
Congratulations.
so thanks. I weighed about 250 pounds in high school. And when I got to college, I dropped most of that weight. And so I had a few years where I felt pretty good about, excuse me,
So it
older mug.
did you lose it like, but just going to the weight and such, or was it like,
No, I just started learning about calories and how to eat, and I just started eating better, and the weight pretty much just fell off. So I had a few years there where I was really happy about my appearance. I actually got um, kind of like a tummy tuck, basically, because I had so much extra skin hanging off that I got it all removed 2 years later that I was paralyzed. So I had a few years where I was, pretty happy with my body image. So I've had to get used to my body in different, ways over the years. I was so used to being overweight for so long.
what like made you just wanted to lose weight? You were just like tired of being fat, or
Yeah, I was tired and I didn't know how to do it. I guess my whole life I thought you just had to exercise and exercise to lose weight. I didn't realize it was mostly what you ate. So once I learned how to eat, it all just kind of fell off.
it's just weird because most people that go into college get really fat.
Yeah, I know. And
And then you're
yeah,
like
the
the you
first
went like
fish.
the total opposite direction to become like a supermodel at this point.
Thank you. I tried. I mean,
But like, how is your body image now that you're in like almost a new body?
um, it's not great. I'll say I feel more free to wear what I want. Um, Before my injury, I was working in HR. I was actually an HR manager. I was on the job when I got hit and paralyzed. I don't know. I still wore black, but I just wore like basic leggings and tank tops. And now I've branched out to my 13-year-old dream of wearing big floofy dresses and, gothy princess looking stuff.
But
So,
you're still the same person with the same dream, so keep
yeah,
living that dream.
exactly.
I'd have your so your 13 yourself can be looking at you smiling.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wanted to ask like how metal are you? So are you like aluminum or steel? Are you soft metal, hard metal, gold metal,
Oh yeah,
bronze?
pure iron. I can't do the metal horns anymore because my hands are paralyzed. But yeah, I've been into metal since I was probably 13 years old, so it's all I know. Every day, I have I've been on this website called Last FM since 2006, where I keep track of all the music I listen to, so I can go back and see for years you know what I was listening to at the time, and yeah, I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I'm pretty knowledgeable about metal.
Okay, I mean, I'm not a metal kind of person. That's like the only genre I will stay away from, but
Uh-huh.
I'll do respect the talent involved in it.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of genres. There's symphonic, there's there's
The
all kinds of stuff. Keyboard, power metal.
the only one I do know, but I don't know if you consider metal with the Osborne.
Oh yeah, he was one of the very first pioneers of metal. Yeah,
And then
everybody
he
loves
kind of like
it.
transformed. I guess he's still doing metal now. I mean, I think he's retired
Yeah,
now.
I think he's retired, but
I mean,
I don't
I'm
know.
surprised he's alive at this point.
I think everyone is. The amount of partying and drugs and who knows. I
Like,
don't know how
I
guys
think it's
still
something in his
have.
DNA that's just.
Yeah, him and Robert Plant. I don't know how.
But, but yeah, it's yeah, I like Ozzy Osbourne, but everyone else, it's just a little too much, you know. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever gone to a rock concert before, like a metal concert?
Oh yeah, I've gone all over the world to metal festivals. That's
Really?
Yeah, actually a few months before my injury, I went over to Norway, Belgium, Netherlands, and Denmark. Actually, I went to a couple metal festivals over there.
Are there like
And
none in the United States or?
oh yeah, there's a few here. There's not nearly as many as in Europe, but
Huh?
there's uh they're not as good. And with COVID, since I was paralyzed right, I would say right at the beginning of 2018, end of 2017. So it was kind of right before COVID by the time I felt like doing anything, and everything's been shut down. So I haven't been getting out much in the last few years, but I'd like to get back out to the festivals and shows.
Well,
I
I guess
haven't
I
traveled since.
well I don't know if it's a good thing, but I think a wheelchair user get better seating at festivals than normal people.
It depends. The shows I go to are normally it may be these smaller venues or bars, and there's nowhere special for wheelchair people to sit. Sorry. So I'll try to get up front in the corner, and my problem is there's always a mosh pit, and I can't see unless I'm up front. And then
Mm-hmm.
that's where the mosh pit is. So I'm trying not to get knocked over by the mosh pit while I'm
do
trying to
they
watch
do they
bands.
like take you out of your chair and they put you on the hands and
Oh my gosh. They might if I tried to get them to, but I don't trust people that much, that's for sure.
well, I see people that are in wheelchair and they just take the whole wheelchair and just
Oh
limp
my
them.
gosh. I don't even have a seat belt
Oh
installed
my
right
God.
now, so there's
I'm
no way. I would I'd be on the floor.
I mean, it would be terrible if there's just a wheelchair and like no one is in it.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
that would
my
be my
God.
I've fallen out of the chair before. It's not I'll get into that. That's a good story. But
Yeah, no seatbelt gang. I don't. Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but like, I don't use the seatbelt because like I get out of the chair often. It's like I don't want to put the seatbelt on, and I also can like I'll never like be in a situation where I'll just fall forward.
mhm.
So it's like not needed. So yeah,
Uh,
I guess I could just say I'm a badass.
yeah,
No protection needed.
right. There you
Mm.
go.
So let's start with your C6 diagnosis. So
Mhm.
you were told that you are C6 quadriplegic now, and it's
Yeah.
been 4 years. But what was your recovery like?
I would say it's still ongoing. I recovered a lot during the first couple of months. They always say, I don't know why, within the first year or two is the only recovery period you're going to get, and you're not going to improve any after that, which is total BS. But when I was first paralyzed, I couldn't, my hands were frozen, I would say like this,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't move my arms. I didn't have any, I want to say traps. It's triceps or traps. So if I raised my arm, it would just fall right back in my face because I couldn't use whatever muscle that was. And over time, I regained the use of my full arms down to my wrist, but my hands are still paralyzed, and you can see the tendons and they're
Mm-hmm.
atrophied. I can move my left hand this much, and this is my good hand, the hand I used to do most things, but I
Wow, that's
still,
a lot more than the other one.
yeah, I still can't make a fist, but I can pick things up with my two fingers here, and that's how
Mm-hmm.
I usually pick things up. So,
So, so
but
you
I'm
said, so you're saying that it's like a slow progression of
yeah, and just
gaining.
over time, I couldn't move my fingers at all at first, but over the last few years, they've just gotten progressively better. I think they've plateaued by now, I guess, because I haven't noticed much difference. But my abs have seriously improved just in the past year. I've noticed I can start to hold myself up. I can lean forward and pull myself back. And there's no way I would have fallen on my face just a year ago. So it's
So that's why you don't wear a seatbelt because you can do it yourself.
yeah. Well, most people in wheelchairs don't wear a seatbelt. Actually, it's just like
Uh-oh.
get in the way, and
You're giving away our
you're
secrets now.
I don't like them, but
Like, so like when you move your hand, is it like, are you like thinking of moving your hand or like you're trying to move your hand and it just like doesn't work?
yeah. I can think about moving my little finger, but nothing happens really, or just my all my other fingers will subconsciously move. If I try to think about moving my legs, I feel them burning like they want to move, but they don't.
Really?
Yeah, they just feel so heavy. I'm thinking about moving my right leg right now, and it just feels like it weighs a ton, and I can feel it straining and burning, but nothing happens.
It- Burning from like the nerves, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, they're constantly, I always, people think that paralyzed people don't feel anything, but I can feel my legs. I know they're there. They just feel heavy and really tingly.
Yeah, like I was talking to actual autistic paraplegic yesterday, and I made the observation that you don't really feel the outside of your body, but you feel more of the inside.
Yeah, exactly. It reminds me of I lived in Finland 10 years ago, and the coldest I've ever been, I think it was negative 30 degrees out. And my legs, like all my skin was just frozen solid, and I couldn't feel it. If I touched my legs when it was that cold, I couldn't feel it. I could feel my muscles being pressed on, but my skin was so frozen that I couldn't like register it. And I think that's a good like parallel to how it feels
Wait,
being
so
paralyzed.
do you feel your like do you feel touching things with your hands?
With these, the inner part of my hand I do, but the outer parts no, because it's the C8 nerve that controls your ring finger, your pinky, and this whole side. So this is all numb, and
Mm,
then these don't move, but these do. I would say my thumb and my index finger feel normal more or less, but
Mm-hmm.
it starts getting weird around my middle finger. And sometimes I'll just feel a weird phantom pain or it's intense itching in my middle finger, which is weird because it was the very first thing to move in the hospital. I was able to move my the very tip of my middle finger. And after that, more of my fingers came back and it progressed from there. But
I mean, it's just insane how like your body is working in a way. Like, why can you move like one or two fingers, but like not the rest? You know?
yeah, it's just different nerves innervate different things, and it's weird how it kind of tries to reconnect. Like for instance, if I stroke the underside of my chin, it makes my stomach tickle, which is
Really?
super weird. Yeah, and it's weird. Like you'll And this it just happens randomly. Like I'll notice one day if I touch a certain part of my body, another part of my body will like feel like I'm touching it. So it's just your nerves rewiring themselves in a weird way.
Yeah, and it's also like cool and like also weird is that like you've been out of the accident for a long time, but like your body is still like
I know.
healing.
Yeah, that's great. I'm hoping sometime in the near future to get stem cell transplants of some sort and just see what that does. Because I know they're making improvements with that. I mean, there's still no cure for paralysis, but
But like,
there are.
how would stem cell work? Like, where do they inject it? Into your neck?
I'm not really sure to be honest. I would assume so. Into your spinal cord. I know they can take your own stem cells and do it. Um, there's a whole program in Panama that I've heard is really good. It's a package. They set you up with a hotel and there's a shuttle that takes you to the hospital and you get your treatments. And I think you're there a few months, maybe a month to a few months for the first stay. And then you have two more shorter return trips. And I've heard that they've gotten people to walk. Uh,
Whoa.
yeah, so that'd be amazing. It'd be worth the price. I mean, I would pay just about anything to be able to be independent again. So,
I mean, that would be insane. Just like, are you ever thinking that you'll be able to walk in your life again?
I'm optimistic. I mean, there's at least, within the next 5 or 10 years, I think they'll be making pretty good progress. Even locally here at U of L, they have an implant, a spinal implant, where they put, I don't know, some kind of device on your spine and you have a remote and they somehow work with your body and program it so that you can use this remote to walk or stand or do, I mean, it's crazy how it works. I'm not sure how they do it, but
But
it's worked for some
you're
people.
also saying that someone else can control you too, like a
Yeah,
voodoo
that,
doll, like a voodoo
yeah, that's
doll.
exactly. I was making jokes about that. I was like, what if somebody can hack into your body and make you commit crimes and stuff? But
I was just thinking of like you like going to like get me a drink from the fridge, but like you did one
oh,
out
yeah,
there. I mean, okay, yeah, you're gonna rob the store. I have nothing to do with
yeah.
it.
But I think, yeah, I'm optimistic, especially with stem cells. Um, I think they'll make a lot of good progress in a lot of diseases and a lot of things. Because when there's more research that goes into that.
But it's also funny that you mentioned the stem cell because it goes into my next point. Is that you mentioned that you have a fear of blood draws and IVs.
Oh my gosh, I have a horrible phobia. Like, I can't even think about it without getting nauseous.
So like, would you even be able to do stem cells then?
I would have to suck it up and do it. I mean, if I thought I was going to be able to walk again, I would. I mean, I've had to do it before for less important things than that, but man, that was just my least favorite thing in the world. I jerk my arm away. It's like subconsciously not even trying to. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I don't know what it is. But
Away or it's just too
oh,
much?
even looking away, as soon as they put the tourniquet on, I just it makes me sick, and I start fidgeting, and I gotta like start scratching my head and talking,
Oh my
and
God.
like a panic attack, basically. I even did. I tried a session with a therapist. Like it's not hypnosis, but you watch this ball move across the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah. I
Well,
want to say called accelerated resolution therapy, right?
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
and
So what is
I
that?
didn't, I didn't enjoy it.
But
it
like,
uh,
what is the actual therapy though? Because
it
I have no
well,
idea.
you're supposed to think of you know the phobia, for example, my needle phobia, and the therapist was trying to get me to remember my earliest memory of being afraid of needles or bad experience. I couldn't remember. So that kind of threw me off. And then so I tried to make up, I tried to invent a scenario where somebody is trying to draw my blood. And I'm trying to imagine this, and he's telling me to watch this ball and do different things. And it's telehealth, so I'm clicking between tabs, and it didn't work. And I didn't connect with the guy, and I don't think it's for me. I do better talking than
Yeah, I feel like you're more of a you have to be like more distracted in a way.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. I mean, I just couldn't focus with that. I mean, it might work better in person. I mean, maybe I'll try it again someday when I
It
can.
sounds kind of boring when you like mentioned about it. So
Yeah.
I feel like you might get better luck if you like watch a show or like listen to music while you're getting it done.
Oh
And
yeah.
maybe you'll get like you'll like I feel is it like the actual needle or is it more like the injection the or
Just
both?
needle. Just the idea of it. I don't know. I don't wish I knew. But
But like do you have so like your health stable now the or like do you
yeah,
have or do you have to like go for like checkups or something? They're like more maintenance you have to do?
it's more like maintenance type stuff. So I have to, get my bones checked. When you're quadriplegic, they say your bones are like that of a 70-year-old basically because, you're not weight bearing. So, um, yeah, I have osteopenia, I think they said, in my hips. Gosh, I've already forgot what your question was. I'm rambling.
Yes. But so are you saying you're kind of over the years you're just getting smaller just because
Oh, yeah, yeah. So really, I mean, I just check in with my neuro doctor about every 6 months, I think. For my own independence, I chose to get a colostomy and a bladder surgery so that I could use a catheter through my stomach.
wait,
So,
hold on. I know it's a weird question and I interviewed another CSIS paraplegic yesterday and
yeah.
she says she can relieve herself through her belly button. Do
Oh,
you do
yeah,
that?
it's the same general idea. She probably has a metrophin off, and that's where they use, I think, your appendix or something
Well,
to,
she just said that she made her bladder bigger and then she can just put the
yeah.
catheter in her belly button and like I was like so amazed by that.
Yeah,
But
that's what they did for me. I just have it's not my belly button because they couldn't do it because of the scar tissue from my tummy tuck I had before, but I have it's off to the side. So I have like another little slit, like
so
another belly
so it
button.
did a actual like open hole that you
Hmm.
don't have to cover it or anything.
Yeah, I keep a band-aid over it.
And but you can go like swimming with it.
Oh yeah, it's completely sealed off. Nothing will come out unless put the catheter in.
I don't know.
So
This is insane to me how like you can have like an open hole in the way and be like fine.
well, the funny thing is, it's not funny, but I wanted to tell you about my terrible year I had in 2019, if that's okay. It started out with I had the colostomy and I had the bladder surgery done at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And the Monty surgery was a complete failure. So the doctor, she wouldn't admit that she did it wrong, but later it was determined that it was done wrong. But the valve inside my bladder didn't close all the way. So
Oh no.
all year long, randomly, I would pee myself, and not just pee, but like full on blast, like fire hose blast. So I had like adult diapers shoved down my pants all day. I would wake up covered in pee every day. It was miserable for a year. And if I was out in public, I'd be covered in pee, and there's nothing I can do about it. And she sent me on like all these wild goose chases, like get Botox injected in your bladder, try acupuncture in your foot that's supposed to innervate a nerve that goes to your bladder to keep it from spasming. I don't know. And she had me on um like medications. None of it worked because the surgery wasn't done correctly. So it was miserable just being covered in pee all the time. So I had um, I had to go back to a leg bag, which is what I had before, and which is not independent for me because somebody else has to deal with changing that. Um, so at the end of the year, I went to Cincinnati and had it redone, and it's been fine since then. So, but that whole year was just awful. Just
So now you pee to your stomach.
yes, and it
Uh,
worked. Everything's great.
is this insane that they're able to do that?
I know it's great. I
Like I
mean,
hadn't like till yesterday, I had no idea that was like even possible.
yeah, I didn't know it was possible at first when I was in the hospital until I saw another girl's video on YouTube. I can't remember who it was, but she had the belly button one, and I was so amazed because I was pretty down at first because I didn't want people to have to deal with my, bathroom issues.
Mm-hmm.
All of this because I'd been independent for 27 years, and all of a sudden there's people all up in my business.
Even though you can do it in your stomach now, you still need help with that.
No, I don't need help anymore.
Oh, so
So
you're able to relieve yourself on your own.
yeah.
Oh, I mean that's so. It's just, so the placement is a lot better for you, and I guess easier to do.
Oh yeah, it's just like the independence thing is huge for me because I didn't want, yeah, I don't know. I didn't want somebody having to
No, I
deal.
mean I totally get it. But do you know when you have to go to the bathroom, or do you do it after every?
I have to guess basically. It just depends how much I drink. So there's the catheters I use have a bag on them with milliliters. And so it goes up to like something crazy, like 1,000. And like a normal feeling person's bladder would be maybe 200, and they would be like crazy having to go to the bathroom, but I don't feel anything, and my bladder's been enlarged too, like the other person you were talking about. So sometimes it'll get up to like 700 or 800, and I won't even notice.
Wow,
So,
that's a lot.
but, but my body does this weird thing where I'll get goosebumps if there's too much in my bladder. So usually I'll have some warning before it starts leaking. I mean, a little bit will leak, but it's nothing like before. I mean, it's pretty
That,
cool.
I mean, I'm still like amazed by it that like it's possible, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you're like in a very unique case of like your body like not doing normal things now,
mm,
but it's still like really cool that we science came this far that you can just like pee without taking your pants
uh,
off.
I know it's so. I thought I was gonna be stuck, with somebody having to cath me. I was gonna have to come home every 4 hours, take my pants off, have somebody cath me, and then live the rest of my life like that. Which would have been horrible. And then I found out about this, and it was great. I mean,
Is this something that the doctor tells you, or is this something like you that you mentioned
no,
you saw that
I
girl?
found out. I've totally found out myself. Honestly, I wasn't really impressed with the doctors that I had when I had my injury because I researched stuff on the internet, and I would come to them and they never heard of it. So
Wow, that's like terrible in a way because like the surgery
yeah.
seems to have helped you so much and would seem to like help so many people, and that's like they don't even know about it. Like no one should
Yeah,
just no one should just like pee themselves just because of like if there's a
no,
solution to it, like this should be done. And like, oh my god, like how could it done now? It's like it's like you shouldn't be the one looking up and telling the doctors like, hey, we can do this. You
I
know,
know exactly, and
it
it's
should.
happened so many times.
Yeah, like
I'm trying to transfer to Cincinnati, but we'll see. I sent him my medical records, but we haven't heard back. So
yeah, it
fingers
should be like the
crossed.
doctor. It should be like, hey, you come back in 6 months, and we can do the surgery and make your life better. And you'd be like, okay, and then
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot I wish I would have known from the beginning, but that I had to learn on my own. But
well, I hope I have that story in a way that someone goes, hey, I was listening to the podcast and this lady peed through her stomach. Like, can I do that?
yeah, yeah,
I don't know. I'm still
um,
amazed by it. Like, that's so awesome to do.
yeah. It's reminds me of something. I don't know. Are you aware of devotees?
Am I what?
Aware of devotees?
Am I allergic to devotees? What?
I said, are you aware of them? I
What?
guess not. They're these disability fetishists.
No.
No, you're lucky. There's so many people I know and myself have been a target of these fetishists, and they prey on people who are disabled. Some of them prey on people who are amputees or paralyzed like I am. And they send the nastiest messages. And they're like, tell me about your spasms. Or they're like, are your feet atrophied? And they're like, I don't know. And I had just been paralyzed and I was getting all these horrible messages and it was awful. And then I think, let me see, in April of 2019, somebody sent me a message telling me that a video from physical therapy that I had posted on Instagram had been
Mm-hmm.
stolen and uploaded to a porn website as a fetish video.
What?
Yeah, my PT video was uploaded to Pornhub. And I
Holy
was
shit.
in the video. I had leggings on. I was fully dressed,
Oh,
and
so
I was
you found the
practicing.
video?
Yeah, it was one I had posted on Instagram from PT, and I was just saying, "Hey, I'm learning how to dress myself," and it was me, and I was trying to pull these like scrub pants on over my leggings. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting on the mat, just cross-legged, just pulling pants on, and nothing weird or anything. And somebody stole it and uploaded it, and I don't know who the person was that alerted me or how they found it, but
Are you glad they told you?
oh yeah, I didn't want that.
Wait, so how
Um,
many views did they get?
yeah, I'm not really sure. I got one down vote though. So I wasn't. I think I had 8 upvotes and one down vote. So not
Okay,
bad for
maybe
my
you should just
Pornhub video.
maybe you should just start posting and maybe you get some money doing
Yeah, exactly.
non-sexual stuff.
I thought about that. I joked about that. I was like, I'll just film myself, wiping down the counter or just brushing my hair and see how much money I can make off of that. Because there's all kinds of weird, I don't know, but I mean, I would never actually do that because I don't want to support these people that prey on, disabled people and,
No,
you
people
know,
always say that there's like these weird people out there, but I have never met one person like that.
I'm really surprised. But
I get them to probably two, but like I get one is that I'm a guy and like I would say women are not really seeking out as much as guys are. What?
yeah, well, I've met a 15-year-old that had just been paralyzed and he was preyed on almost immediately by a man.
Really? I
Yeah.
haven't. This is insane. I have never ever gotten one comment.
Well, I'm
For,
glad because they're not fun to deal with.
I don't. I mean, in the beginning, I kind of want to comment now because I want to be like flattered, like, oh, like someone found me. But like, yeah,
Eh,
I never had like a really, I had like inappropriate conversation in terms of like them asking too many questions, like personal questions.
right.
But like, I never had someone be like, you me as a fetish or like sexual in a way. So like,
Yeah,
I'm just,
good. Because
I don't
I'm
know.
glad
I don't know.
you
Maybe I'm too ugly and I don't hit their
know
radar. So,
how to yours. No.
well, I mean, it's also like I'm also like a very unique case.
Yeah.
And so like I don't think anyone's really looking for my disease. It's rare and kind of like hard to do, but paraplegics is more common.
Oh
So
yeah.
so like I'm sure if you type in paraplegic, you find like hundreds or thousands of people.
Oh yeah. There's thousands. I
Yeah.
think there's more paraplegics than quadriplegics. Not sure, but
But even then, but like you can't really search for mine. You can search my disease, but like I don't think my disease is attractive at all. And
oh, it depends. There's all kinds. I know that really well. I was already.
or
I
maybe
mean,
I'm just ugly and I'm gonna just say that I'm ugly and no
I
one is
don't know.
interested in me.
No, I'm sure no.
Uh,
But
me,
I was already aware of um FOP because I've always, like my whole life, I've loved medical TV shows. So I just like sit there and binge watch Discovery Life all day and learn about, mystery diagnosis and like, and they've had cases on there and just, I don't know. It's crazy how many things can alter, a person's body.
yeah, like well, my disease is that I'm the only disease in the world that one body part um turns into another body part, and
Yeah.
it's also not very common in like TV show either. I think I was on the show called Bones, which is ironic. It's pretty funny that I'm in that, but they don't mention it too much. That I think it would just go over people's head of them paying attention. And then I think at the same time, the person that was on the show wasn't even a real diagnosis anyway, and they weren't doing a good job of educating the audience.
Yeah, that's a big problem for a lot of conditions on TV. The people, people portraying it don't get it.
Yeah,
And
they did try to like market it to make it uh, like interesting. But
yeah, or turn it into a sideshow character or something like.
yeah, but like I have a video coming up in the future. Someone like came and filmed me for the day, so that'd be really cool. But
Mhm.
I'm not gonna let the video ready because like I need help kind of 24/7 with everything. And
Mhm.
I would and so like I have my best friend and she had to help take care of me, which is
Mhm.
awesome in itself. But they're gonna paint her that she's my caregiver.
No,
And it's like, yeah, she kind of is, but at the same time she's my friend first and never
right.
like the friendship came first, then the caregiving came second. But
Mhm.
I'm just afraid they're gonna paint her in the caregiving light.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
but it's what the audience kind of expects. And I knew what they had in mind going into this video.
Mhm.
But still
Yeah, I don't know why they feel like they should need to change it. I mean, she's your friend, so I mean,
I mean it's good whatever gets them the most views, I guess.
I
So
guess.
I can't blame them, but I also made a video on my own that's more I I tried it about like I make vlogs and stuff and I tried it, but you can kind of I try to make it seem like we're friends, but like you just make oh, she must be the caregiver. Or like when I went to a wedding, everyone was asking her like, oh, how long have you been working for him and such? And she's like, no, like he's my friend and we're here together.
They always make assumptions. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It gets annoying after a while, but like what can you do really with society?
Yeah. I mean, I guess worse things could happen, but
Oh
Still
my,
kind
yeah. So
of,
are you able to be independent throughout the day or?
I have a nurse that comes every day and she stays for several hours. She gets me dressed and brings me my food and stuff. I have trouble dressing myself. I can wear a lot of things, but like tight pants or stuff with zippers or buttons I can't do. There's no way. And
Mhm.
shoes, I only have like two pairs of shoes that I can put on. So that gets really frustrating because I like to dress up and wear, fun shoes and high heels and stuff, and I can't. I have a hard time doing it myself. So if there's
You got
somebody
me
else,
the nurse do it for you.
yeah. So
I want you to look good all the time. And
yeah. So yeah, I still have to depend on her for stuff. And for showers, if my apartment isn't really accessible, I mean it's not accessible.
hmm
So it was modified after my injury. So I need help getting in the shower because it's my bathroom's tiny and there's no way I could maneuver the shower chair into the shower by myself. So just and like the kitchen, I can't reach anything because it's not modified for a
hmm
wheelchair user. So I can't cook, I can't reach dishes. Um, yeah, so I still need help. I haven't relearned how to drive yet. So
Ooh, that's exciting. Is
yeah,
uh, that
that'll,
something you're trying to work towards, or is it more
yeah,
of a comfort thing?
eventually, within the next couple of years, probably. I don't know. It's not really a priority because even if I could drive, I'd still have to have somebody with me when I got there. So I,
Uh, because you need help getting out of the car into the chair.
yeah, definitely. I can only get into sedans, like cars that are the seats were about the same height as my chair.
hmm
So I can use a slide board and slide across, but I can't get into SUVs, like tall vehicles. And that's all that my family has. And our one car, just the transmission just blew on it like 2 days
Of
ago.
course it did.
So now I have no transportation for I don't know how long. Probably end up having to buy another feeder car just to get around. But
Do you have to use the Hoyer lift?
no, not anymore. I have a bed. I did when I had a regular bed. The bed they sent me home with from the hospital was um only the head and foot could raise and lower, but this bed, the whole thing can lower, so I can lower it to, lower than my chair when I need to transfer in. And if I'm transferring out, I can make it higher. So all I do is scoot. So I'll just scoot myself into the chair and just use a remote and raise it back up. But
So you're able to get into bed yourself?
yes.
That's huge.
Yeah, I know. That was great. That was one of my favorite items that thankfully I have work comp, which I'm really lucky to have because they cover just about anything that I asked for equipment wise. Because I was on the job when I was a kid. But man, oh my, I need to tell you about my my leg breaking story. So
Sure.
I've been with this nursing company since I was paralyzed, and it's supposed to be the best nursing company in town. It's a national company. But I had this nurse, and she was just a basket case, like blah, 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 just talking constantly, just nutty, just completely out of line with my all of my ideals and political beliefs and everything. Just
Uh-oh.
frustrating to like attend. And so this lady is pushing me downtown. We're going from my stupid bladder acupuncture appointment to PT, right? And she's not paying attention. We're going down towards the intersection and
Oh
it gets
no.
bumpy. And she just keeps on plowing through. And I said, watch that crack. And she just keeps going and flips my chair. So I end up in the middle of the intersection on my
Oh
knee.
my God.
She does this dramatic, I don't know what she was doing, this dramatic pirouette, just falls over herself. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm just sitting here in the street on my knees. I don't know if my feet are broken or if something else is broken because I can't feel it. And she's over here freaking out, not helping. And thankfully, there was a tall guy passing by and he was able to pick me up, put me back in my chair. And
Oh my God.
like, oh my God, what do I do? So I decided to go on to physical therapy because I thought for sure they would hear about my fall and send me to get an x-ray. So I go to PT, they take my vitals, they're like, oh, you're fine, your vitals are totally normal, you're not having AD, which is autonomic dysreflexia, which means my blood pressure would be raised normally if there was a problem in some other part of my body.
Mm-hmm.
So they put me up, they strapped me into a harness and put me on the treadmill, which is where they move your legs for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're strapped into a harness on a treadmill, and it's supposed to, like, I don't know if it's supposed to awaken, nerves or whatever in your legs, but I was up on the treadmill. Man, that was a bad week. I cracked a tooth. I went to the dentist, had a tooth pulled.
Oh my God.
And then, like a week later, I find out that, oh, that same week, my laptop charger caught on fire under my butt after a shower. So now
What the hell?
I have a huge scar on my butt from my laptop charger catching fire. And this is all the same week. And so it's been a week after the fall. My leg is still huge and bruised. So I go to the ER and they x-ray it and my femur is broken. And so I've gone a
Oh
whole
my
week
God.
acting normally with a broken femur. They said it looked like a crushed soda can at the knee because my femur had like split in a V shape.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go 3 months with my legs sticking straight out in front of me. So I couldn't sit in my wheelchair. I was pretty much bedbound for 3 months. And uh, actually, some pretty horrible things happened during that 3 months. I lost two very close family members, kind
Oh
of
my God.
unexpectedly. My grandmother had been diagnosed that year with pancreatic cancer, and I pretty much was raised by her. So she passed away. I think I broke my leg August 22nd. She passed away September 13th. And my leg was stuck out in front of me. I didn't have a car I could get in. So I was never able to go out and say goodbye to her because she lived about an hour away. And so that was just horrible. And then about a month later, I got a call from my dad's kidney dialysis place telling me that he'd been rushed to the hospital because
Oh
he was
my God.
confused and he was in a coma in the hospital. And I hadn't realized how bad it was, I guess, but um, yeah, eventually it turned out that there was no way he would be able to make it off life support. So I ended up having to, what did people pick me up, put me in the back seat of an SUV with my legs sticking out sideways,
Did
across the
did they
seat.
put
So
your
I
leg
could get,
outside the window?
yeah, probably should have. But yeah, so anyway, that's how I get to the hospital. And yeah, I had to take my dad off life support with my stupid leg broken. And it was, yeah, that was just a bad year. And
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that you had to go through all that.
yeah, thanks. It paralyzed at 27 and went through all that when I was 28, and then COVID. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like a whole lot of bad stuff's happened since my injury. But it is what it is, I guess. The worst. I try not to like compare myself because obviously, there are people worse off than me. But They say not to compare yourself, but I still do. I'm like, well,
No, it's not totally normal. Like I do it too. That people are like during the pandemic, everyone should be like indoors and such, and then like we mentioned like the concerts before, and you'll see like people at concerts just having a
yeah,
blast, like nothing's happening.
yeah. I think I don't know if I read or saw one of your posts where you were talking about Facebook being depressing, and I felt the exact same way because, you see everybody out there enjoying their lives and being independent, doing whatever they want, and you do anything to have that, and they just take it for granted.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them really because,
No,
well,
I mean, I don't know any different.
yeah, I mean, I guess ignorance is bliss, but there's still a large amount of people that can't go out of the house often. It could just be, it could be a physical obstacle, like okay, like I live in a house that has full of stairs, and I can't
Mhm.
walk anymore. So me leaving the house is it's still rare. Like I only leave my house once a month, and like when I do leave the house for the day, like I make the most of it because it's a huge effort to bring me up and down the stairs.
Yeah, me too. Just I probably went out one time this past month. I went to the zoo. I think I went to the craft store a month before that, but it's just too much trouble to get in and out of the car. And my back pain gets so much worse, and it's just not worth it to me. So I mean, in 2020 and 2019, when I didn't have a car, I just sat in my bedroom here like every day by myself, which isn't healthy. But I mean, that's still how it is most of the time. It's just,
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that people will have to live like this because it like shouldn't be that way. Like just we still need a social aspect and we still have to like get out. Like we're still human at the end of the day.
yeah.
And it's just but I want to talk about so you have a video and you're on a I believe it's called a FES bike.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what is
Right
that?
in my kitchen. It's the FES stands for functional electrical stimulation. So can it activates different nerves or muscles based on where you put the electrodes. So you can do either arms or legs. So if I'm doing legs, which I usually do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we put electrodes on, let me see, on my back, on my butt, on my thighs, front and back, and shins, front and back. And then they strap my legs into these like stirrup things, looks like a bicycle. And when you start it, it moves your legs like it would if as if you were riding a bicycle. It sends pulses through those muscles,
Mm-hmm.
so it kind of acts like you're riding a bicycle like normal. But it's mainly for I guess circulation, and I'm not sure how much people really use it to regain movement, because I mean I haven't heard of anybody regaining movement from it,
But
but it just kind of,
I did assume it was more for keeping your muscle toned.
yeah,
Since
like muscles, definitely. Yeah, mine are, I need to use it more. I've been slacking off on it, but my legs, I notice a big difference when I use it. My leg tone is pretty bad right now, but when I use it regularly, I can really feel a difference in the muscles. 'Cause,
so you still feel like your muscles, like you feel strength, I guess.
um, not so much in my lower legs. I mean, I can just feel like I can look at my legs basically and see the muscle definition. But I mean, my arms, when I'm doing the arm part, um, let me see. We only put the electrodes on my back because I have the use of my arms. So it's mainly just cardio. So I'm just pedaling, and there's resistance, and also, there's electrodes on the front and back of my arms. So it
Mm-hmm.
just feels like electric shocks. It doesn't hurt. I mean, you're supposed to turn it up to where it almost hurts, but it doesn't quite hurt. So it sends pulses through your muscles while you're pedaling. And I don't know, you just get used to it for a while. It starts feeling kind of good. But
Well, I believe you said that like you made a video about being in a lot of nerve pain, and you
oh
mentioned,
yeah,
and then you mentioned that the bike may be able to help you, but does it help you?
I don't think so. I was just hoping that more exercise in general would help, but no, I don't think um, activity seems to make it worse. If
Oh
I
no.
Yeah, so if I get up and start, trying to move around and organize and do stuff, and I'm in just like 10 out of 10 pain in a few minutes. I mean, sometimes I'll just wake up and my back, like today, I woke up, my back was like icy hot fire for no reason. I don't know why. Um,
Do
but I'm
you
always in pain. I'm never not in pain.
do you like is it because like your nerves are being pressed all the time? Is it?
It's just because the spinal cord has been injured, it just sends all these erratic signals through the body. Not sure why. It's just
So what do you do to relieve it?
um well, the only thing that helps isn't legal in Kentucky, so I'm not gonna talk about that, but nothing else helps really. I don't take I mean I take 5 milligrams of Valium 3 times a day, which isn't very much, but I don't take any like opioids or anything. They don't do anything for nerve pain. They don't for nerve pain they just prescribe gabapentin, and that just makes me feel like my I have a brain fog.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Yeah, I don't like gabapentin. Lyrica caused this insane allergic reaction. It caused me to break out in blisters all the way down my arm.
Oh my God.
I've posted some gnarly pictures on Instagram, but it was just all of these gigantic blisters. And I went to the doctor and they treated it like a second-degree burn, I think. So
Whoa.
I have a huge scar. It looks nasty. I don't like it. I like my surgical scars, but I don't like my burn scars. I have tons of burn scars, and I have a scar under here. I have scars on all over the sides of my arms because my arms are all I have, and I can't feel the sides of them. So I'm constantly injuring them and not noticing it. And I'll lean on them, or I'll scrape them, or I'll do who knows what,
You
and I'll
are reckless.
yeah, I kind of and I drop stuff constantly. So thankfully, I have enough strength in my abs, which is rare for a quad, that I can lean forward and pick something up and pull myself back up. I can't pull myself with my abs really, but I can get up enough that I can push off with my elbow and get back up. So I probably attempt more stuff than is safe, but
Are you ever afraid that like since you live alone that you might let they fall and then you're just stuck on the floor for till someone comes?
I live with my boyfriend actually.
Oh, so you're always with somebody.
Well, he's not really here a lot of the time. He's usually out working on a car or something. So, I mean,
But he's
I'm
like
alone
close
right
by
now.
in case like you're not alone, let's say.
Yeah, yeah. I have him, and if I have an emergency, I can just call, my nurse if she's around. And my parents are on vacation. Well, my mom and my stepdad are on vacation right now, but they recently moved about half an hour for me. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah. So at least I have a few
Yeah.
people.
So before I take the mic away from you, is there anything you want to say or promote or any
No,
closing thoughts?
really good talking to you. Probably didn't let you talk enough. I'd love to find out more about you sometime, but thanks
What did
so much for having me on.
yeah, I don't want to talk because then I feel like, this is your, this is your episode and I want, like, I made some catchy title and I want them to, I want them to know who you are as a person and as a paraplegic and educate people that don't have C6 paraplegia,
Quadriplegic.
quadriplegic.
Yeah. Quad is anything from C1 to C8, and then anything below that's paraplegia.
So,
So quads are affected from the neck down.
so
So
you are,
paraplegia,
so you're
yeah,
C6 quadriplegic.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just want people to that don't know about C6 quadriplegic to to understand I'm so fascinated about you can pee through your stomach. That
Yeah,
it blows my mind. But like no one knows that. I would have never
I
known if I
know.
never talked to you. And then for people that are in that it became a quadriplegic that they
Yeah.
learn new things and then it's an exchange of information and sometimes you can't really like exchange information and video in a way. You can't sometimes I had to like come in like a video, like conversational.
Hmm.
Like it like I don't think you ever make a video of you like peeing through your stomach,
No, I've no, the fetishists would
Like
I
or
would
yeah, or
feel
the
bad.
but like I did not find that in any of my research, so I would have never thought to ask about it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hadn't heard of it either until I started, looking into
Yeah.
options. So,
Hell yes, I hope I hope someone gets educated from it. But thank you for coming on. Thank you everyone for listening and watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
bye.